Hi, it's me, Ingridine FP. And I kind of had a breakdown. I left work early. I only had administration in the afternoon, so I could leave a little bit earlier. It was fine. But it kind of has to do with a lot of insecurities that I have. And I have social anxiety to the point that it doesn't just affect, like, gatherings where you have to talk to people. I have a pattern about, like, behavior that it's just, I avoid everything. I've started to wonder if I have anxiety that is so pervasive that I have avoidant personality disorder, And I know that in order to have a personality disorder, it has to be really pervasive. It has to really affect your life. And you'd think a person with avoidant personality disorder wouldn't be able to manage all of the social situations, which I manage all the time. But still, it's kind of I relate to the criteria, like I do. And I'm not going to get myself diagnosed, but it's a little bit scary how much it actually does, how much it is actually relatable. And it is such an unconscious thing, but so it's all over all the time. And I just avoid so much. And it kind of destroys my life. It does destroy my life. Social anxiety is different because, you'd find a situation that triggers you, you expose yourself to it, and then it becomes less scary, and then you can do it again, and then step by step get, maybe you would just get social anxiety in certain situations. But for me, it's like my whole life is just like this. Everything has to be taken into account. And it's just, maybe I don't have an avoidant personality disorder, but maybe I do. And that would explain why I've been like this since childhood. What I have, like, the problems I have are not just linked to depression or linked to social anxiety. It's been my whole life, pretty much. And well, it has to do with me being bullied at school. But I wasn't, like, I was very sensitive as well. So the bullying, even though it might have been mild, affected me a lot. And I also had pressures of My parents were really into me having good grades, really about school. Kind of stunted my growth in other areas. And just made me into a really weird person, you know? And all the criteria, like, really make sense. There's sensitivity to rejection, which, yeah, I am really sensitive. Sensitivity to criticism, which is that too, which is rejection in itself, kind of. Not wanting to engage with people unless you're certain of being liked, which I also do. Maybe I've gotten slightly better with time, and I'm more willing to engage with strangers than before. But in general, I kind of have to gauge beforehand that I'll be at least slightly well received before I actually decide to talk to them. Otherwise, I'd rather just not engage. Avoiding activities because of the risk of social negativity or rejection or negative judgment from people, which really affects everything. Like trying new things is really hard because of that. Because I'm worried about how people perceive me doing the thing. How people will negatively perceive me in that new environment. Feeling this intense apprehension all the time. Fear of negative judgment. It's just, I've avoided so much. I've wasted so much time. And it's just going to keep being like this. So yeah, it does upset me. I avoid forming relationships. I avoid activities. It affects me and my job. It affects me in my everyday life. It's just so pervasive, and it even affects the fact that I'm not seeking help, you know? Because there is that feeling of trying new things and feeling of rejection and feeling of negative judgment. I said I wouldn't cry on this video, but yeah, it's not going very good. I just it just affects so much that there's, if I were to go to therapy, it's just, it would be so huge. In order for me to continue living my life. That's the thing, is that if it's a personality disorder, it's so baked in you. It's so I've been like this since I was like 2. It's not going to... I have a hard time seeing how a 10-session CBT is going to fix this. I could go to therapy, long-term therapy. But I'd have to give up so much in order to do that. I think I'd have to give up my job. I'd have to give up living in this place. Yeah, I have to give up the relation I have with my family, which is good. I'd have to give up the few friends I do have and that I love really much. You'd have to like scoop down and dive so deep and hit so many nerves on the way. I have a hard time seeing that actually happen. Like, I maybe be able to scratch the surface on some things, which would be good. But I don't think I'll ever be ready to go that deep. I've seen a friend go through therapy for some really, really big trauma. Terrible trauma. And that person really, really worked hard at it, and it went well. And this person is really much stronger and happy as a person because of it. But I'm just so lazy. So I don't think that I'd work on that. I'm also stubborn and like I have a hard time seeing me actually being compliant to like the recommendations I get. I'm like the worst patient. So I have a hard time seeing how that is going to work out. Even though I've seen it work, basically I'm lazy. I mean, I'm not feeling too terrible, but this pattern is just always in my life all the time. This is always the same thing. It kind of gets boring after a while. But I think people don't realize how deep this goes. And I live this life that a lot of people envy. That seems like I have put together. I mean, of course, I don't look like that put together because, you know, I'm an INFP, but like, we're kind of all over the place. But people still think that I'm a successful person, I guess. But it really feels like I'm just a baby. you know. And yeah, I don't know why I was making this video to start with. It's just a lot of things were making me upset, and the things that made me upset or make me feel so embarrassed that I can't even talk about it. I may become a little bit close talking to it with my friends, but I don't share with anyone really. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm not going to talk more about this because you don't even know what this is about. But I just felt that this was maybe a little bit cathartic to share this on this channel. I don't know, and maybe there is a person out there who relates to all this. It's pretty normal to have insecurities, but it's pretty unhealthy to have to discount. So yeah, it's not all sun and roses. Sometimes it's really doom and gloom. So I hope that I can make another video that is more positive next time. Because at the moment, this is like the most depressing video yet. And that's saying something because I've actually done some pretty depressing videos. But yeah, have a great day, everybody. Bye.